Hey everyone, welcome to Logan's Mosh Pit. Glad to have you here. Do me a favor and please subscribe if you haven't already. Today we're going to do another episode of Logan's List. In this series I'm going to share my opinion on all things music related, ranging from common topics to obscure topics. Today's topic, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, aka the Rock and Roll Hall of Lame, the Rock and Roll Hall of Shame, the Mock and Roll Hall of Fame, the Rock and Troll Hall of Fame. You get the idea. It goes by many names. Most of them aren't very flattering. I agree with those negative sentiments. With each passing year, my respect for them dips even more. Why does the Hall face a chilly reception every year? Well, two big reasons. One, betraying what the name represents. You expect exclusive access by rock and exceptions exercised for distinguished metal bands, right? I mean, rock and metal arguably go hand in hand with each other. Most rock fans love metal too, and vice versa. Other genres shouldn't be part of the conversation, right? Wrong. They've welcomed many pop, punk, and rap names, especially recently, like the last decade or so, that have absolutely no business being there. For example, Michael Jackson, Ramones, Sex Pistols, Madonna, ABBA, Whitney Houston, NWA, Tupac, and the Notorious B.I.G. Look, I don't have a personal vendetta against any of the aforementioned musicians, but why are they here? They don't belong in this type of club. It doesn't make any sense. They stick out like a sore thumb. That's like if you told a car salesman you were interested in buying a Chevy, then he showed you a Honda Civic, a Nissan Altima, and a Toyota Corolla. You wouldn't accept that. My point is, there's nothing wrong with approaching multiple genres with an open mind. Diversity makes the world go round. But it becomes a problem when they advertise themselves as purely intended for rock music. Just read the title, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Their name draws a distinct, indisputable line in the sand, so why can't the Hall honor that commitment? If they're going to suddenly turn into a free-for-all music melting pot, change the name. It's that simple. Stop acting like a hypocrite, and enough with the free passes. The line between qualified and unqualified continues growing blurrier. No wonder their credibility's gone down the toilet. 2. Several obvious choices have been turned down repeatedly, even though they earned an impressive reputation. What are those judges smoking? The numbers speak for themselves. As revolting as the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame's behavior has been, their prestige still remains standing, to a certain extent, thanks to plenty of powerhouse names permanently inhabiting their dwelling. Now I'm going to reveal 10 tremendous bands, sorted based on how long they've been shunned, that deserve to be inducted a long time ago, quite honestly. In my opinion, it's totally ludicrous to exclude them. A slap in the face to all their fans as well. If any other worthy candidates besides these 10 pop into your brain, feel free to drop them in the comments. Hopefully this video will be a wake-up call to the corrupt hall, but I'm not going to hold my breath. First, Megadeth. Megadeth has been waiting since 2010. A staggering 50 million albums has been shipped by Megadeth during their career, plus 12 Grammy nominations. 4 Concrete Foundation Awards, 3 Metal Storm Awards, and 2 Loudwire Music Awards. Amazingly, they also experienced an impressive feat when 5 albums in a row went either platinum or multi-platinum in America. Some prominent backers include Billboard, referring to peace sales as a thrash movement landmark, Loudwire, who dubbed Megadeth the 3rd greatest thrash metal band of all time, and MTV raved about their influence as well. You gotta be kidding me, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Next, Pantera. Pantera earned a shot in 2008. Approximately 9 million albums have been sold by Pantera, along with 4 Grammy nominations. Rolling Stone went so far as to claim Pantera revolutionized heavy metal itself. A Rolling Stone's readers poll determined Pantera was the 9th greatest metal band in history. Louder Sound's website and Loudwire simultaneously elevated them to 6th place. What's wrong with you, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? Next, Sonic Youth. Similar to Pantera, Sonic Youth were permitted a chance beginning in 2008. Over the years, Sonic Youth has accumulated roughly 2 million in album sales. Regardless of that paltry figure, Rolling Stone admitted that rock has never seen a band quite like Sonic Youth. A combo of bizarre tuning and wacky lyrics established a cult following that still exists today. The sheer uniqueness that embodies Sonic Youth definitely should be enough to convince the Hall. Next, Motley Crue. 2006 marked Motley Crue's first foray. At over 100 million albums distributed, Motley Crue belongs in an elite league. Other notable accolades are releasing 7 platinum or multi-platinum records, 9 top 10 albums present on the Billboard 200 chart, a mighty 22 top 40 mainstream rock hits, 3 Grammy nominations, 4 New York Times bestsellers, and a dazzling star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Their intense The Dirt documentary has resulted in a new generation becoming obsessed with Motley Crue. It attracted countless younger fans who comprise 64% of the Crue's total fan base. Relevance still refuses to fade for Motley Crue. Illustrious bands such as Guns N' Roses and Skid Row probably wouldn't be here without Motley Crue. They easily measure up to what the Hall expects. Next, Iron Maiden. Where to begin? Iron Maiden initially rose their horns in 2005. Poor radio promotion might be partially responsible for this dilemma, but come on. Their most cherished tune, Number of the Beast, racked up 44 million views on YouTube for a reason. Once again, we meet a band whose range extends to the pivotal 100 million range. Basically, everywhere you look, Iron Maiden stands proudly when the subject top 5 most influential metal bands comes up. Their extraordinary mascot, Eddie, is probably legendary enough to get his own induction. They even concocted alcoholic products like the Trooper 666, and Hallowed. Really, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? Really? Next, Foreigner. Foreigner qualified in 2002. Throughout their run, Foreigner has racked up in excess of 75 million albums moved globally. Catalog sales frequently push past Led Zeppelin, AC/DC, the Rolling Stones, The Who, Van Halen, Aerosmith, and Def Leppard. They've also received 3 Grammy nominations. In addition, 14 out of 47 singles went on to become top 20 hits on the Billboard Hot 100 chart. Over half of their studio albums have achieved multi-platinum status. Obviously no small feat, right? Some of their stupendous songs even remain there for longer than a year. Foreigner unquestionably checks all the boxes. Next, Motorhead. By 2002, Motorhead also signaled they were ready. Over 15 million albums shipped have been attributed to Motorhead. VH1 also classified them as 26th on their list of 100 greatest artists of hard rock. Some prefer to lump them in the metal category, and I can see why, but their late singer Lemmy declared on numerous occasions they were, for all intents and purposes, a rock and roll band. For all you WWE fans, Motorhead also intertwines with Triple H, who used The Game and King of Kings as theme songs. The most special quality of Motorhead would probably be how they've crossed over and proved inspirational within a few genres, including rock, punk, and speed metal. Few groups possess that kind of reach. Need I say more to the Hall? Next, Judas Priest. While I compiled research for the Setlist Snubs video, which I posted yesterday, I thought to myself, YTF aren't Judas Priest included in the Hall? They sparked the idea. Judas Priest has been eligible since 1999. Judas Priest is estimated to have sold somewhere in the vicinity of 50 million albums. 10 consecutive albums managed to climb at least gold status in America. Dissident Aggressor propelled them to a Grammy for Best Metal Performance in 2009. James Hetfield even stated that Judas Priest represented everything Metallica dreamed of being. Droves of fans referred to them as metal gods and credit the invention of heavy metal itself to Judas Priest. I voted extensively for both Judas Priest and Motorhead to win in 2020, and they didn't. Are you out of your mind, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? Next, Scorpions, whose inception arrived in 1997. An astounding 110 million albums have been sold by them. 6 Scorpions singles have made their way to the top of the charts in different countries. How many bands can say that? MTV labeled them as ambassadors of rock, and Rolling Stone issued the compliment Heroes of Heavy Metal. To date, 3 World Music Awards and a Hollywood Rock Wall Star have been handed to Scorpions. Guns N' Roses, Def Leppard, Motley Crue, Metallica, and Megadeth all cite Scorpions as having a monumental impact on them. To the Hall I say WTF, just WTF. Finally, Jethro Tull, permitted an opportunity in 1993. Linked to Tull are 60 million albums sold, specifically 11 platinum and 5 gold albums. Good luck assigning a genre to Jethro Tull. You can't do it. They're all over the map. They astonishingly trumped Metallica's astronomical and Justice for All album after they won the Best Hard Rock / Metal Performance, vocal or instrumental, for their Crest of a Knave album. They're clearly a shoo-in to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Enough said. I feel like smashing something to pieces after bringing up the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame so many times. What about you guys? They single-handedly ruined my day. Let's just say if there was a delusional Hall of Fame, they would be the first one I would induct. That does it for today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. I really appreciate the support. I'll see you next time. Until then, rock on.